Hello, good morning. Welcome to day number 38. My name is Mary, and today's title is The Burning Bush. One day, Moses was feeding his flock on a mountain called Mount Horeb. This mountain was also called Mount Sinai and is called both names in the Bible. On the mountain, Moses saw a bush that seemed to be on fire. He wanted to see it burn up, but it was not destroyed, though it kept burning on and on. Moses said to himself, "I will go and look at this strange thing, a bush on fire that doesn't burn up." As Moses was going toward the bush, he heard a voice coming out of the bush, calling him by name. "Moses, Moses." He listened and he said, "Here I am." This voice said, "Moses, do not come near, but take off your shoes, for you are standing on holy ground." So Moses took off his shoes and came near to the burning bush. And the voice came from the bush, saying, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I have seen the wrongs and the cruelty that my people have suffered in Egypt, and I have heard their cry. I am coming to set them free from the land of Egyptians and to bring them up to their own land, the land of Canaan, a good land and large. Come now, and I will send you to Pharaoh, and you shall lead out my people from Egypt." I will show you a picture of Moses as a shepherd. Here it is. Moses knew how hard it would be to lead the Israelites out of Egypt with the power of its king. He dreaded such a task, and he said to the Lord, "O Lord, who am I, a shepherd here in the wilderness, to do this great work, to go to Pharaoh and bring the people out of Egypt? It is too much for me." And God said to Moses, "Surely I will be with you and will help you do this great work. I will give you a sign of my presence with you when you have led my people out of Egypt. You shall bring them to this mountain, and they shall worship me here. And then you will know I have been with you." Moses said to God, "When I go to the children of Israel in Egypt and tell them the God of their fathers has sent me, they will say to me, 'Who is this God? What is his name?' For they have suffered so much and have sunk so low that I fear they have forgotten their God." God said to Moses, "My name is I am, the one who is always living. Go to your people and say to them, I am hath sent me to you. Do not be afraid. Go to your people and say what I have said to you, and they will listen to you and believe. You shall take the elders of your tribes, the leading men among them, and shall go to Pharaoh, and shall say to him, Let my people go, that they may worship me in the wilderness. At first, he will not let you go, but afterward, I will show my power in Egypt, and then he will let you go out of the land. But Moses wished some sign to give to his people and to the Egyptians to show them that God had sent him. He asked God to give him some sign. So God said to him, What is that in your hand? Moses said, It is a rod, my shepherd's staff, which I use to guide the sheep. God said, Throw it on the ground. When Moses threw it down, it was instantly turned into a snake. Moses was afraid of it and began to run from it. God said, Do not fear it. Take hold of it by the tail. Moses did so, and at once it became again a rod in his hand. God said again to Moses, Put your hand on your chest, under your garment, and take it out again. Then Moses put his hand under his garment, and when he took it out, it had changed, and was now a white as snow, and covered with a scaly crust, like the hand of a leper. He looked at it with fear and horror. But God said to him, Put your hand on your chest again. Moses did, and when he took it out, his hand was like the other, perfectly normal. God said to Moses, When you go to speak my words, if they will not believe you, show them the first sign, and let your rod become a snake, and then a rod again. And if they still refuse to believe your words, show them the second sign. Turn your hand into a leper's hand, and then bring it back as it was before. And if they still will not believe, then take some water from the river, and it will turn to blood. Fear not. Go and speak my words to your own people and the Egyptians. But Moses was still unwilling to go, not because he was afraid, but because he did not feel himself fit for such a great task. He said to the Lord, Oh, Lord, you know I'm not a good speaker. I am slow of speech and cannot talk before men. And God said, Am not I the Lord who made man's mouth? Go, and I will be with your lips and will teach you what to say. But Moses still hesitated, and he said, O Lord, choose some other men for this great work. I am not able to do it. Then God said, You have a brother named Aaron. He can speak well. Even now, he is coming to see you in the wilderness. Let him help you and speak for you. Let him do the speaking, and you show the signs I have given you. At last, Moses yielded to God's call. He went from Mount Sinai with his flocks and took them home to Jethro, his father in law. Then he went toward Egypt, and on the way he met his brother coming to see him. The two brothers, Moses and Aaron, came to the elders of Israel in the land of Goshen. They told the people what God had said, and they showed them the signs God had given them. And the people said, God has seen all our troubles, and at last he is coming to set us free. And they were glad and gave thanks to God, who had not forgotten them. For God never forgets those who call upon him. And that was the word of the Lord. Now we come to our discussion questions. And the first one says, what was strange about the bush Moses saw? Number 2, what did God want Moses to do? Number 3, do you think God gave Moses a hard job? And the second part to this question, number 3, could Moses have done it on his own? Number 4, how did God convince Moses to do the job? And we come to our end of day number 38. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying those stories. Well, enjoy the discussion questions if you can. If not, maybe another day. Have a blessed night and day. Bye for now.